So today, I have an interesting video here. I saw this somewhere, I don't remember where, and I wanted to put my own twist to it, my own thinking to it. Which Class 1A students from My Hero Academia belongs to which House of Hogwarts from Harry Potter? Such a fun and interesting concept. And today, that's just what I'm doing. I'm going to each student and telling them telling y'all that I believe which house they belong to. Alright, but before we can get to that, I do need to talk about the houses of Hogwarts. Basically, I'm just talking about the traits and the attributes that a student has to have to be a member of that house. So, let's get started with Gryffindor. Students in this house they're brave and chivalrous and courageous. They're meant to be like warriors or soldiers or generals or just people are standing up to bullies. They're always willing to fight for what's right or what they believe is right, and as they have a golden heart of a lion. Next is Hufflepuff. Students in this house are very hardworking, humble, stubborn, caring and compassionate, and patient. Everything they get in life, they earn it through working really hard. They're not the strongest or the smartest, but they just work endlessly to reach their goals, as they have the stubbornness of a badger. Next is Ravenclaw. Students here are very intelligent and logical and are rarely emotional. They're very dutiful and they take logic over emotions. They're all about learning, thinking outside of the box, statistics, strategy, riddles, and solving every problem with logic as opposed to that gut feeling. Their mind is sharp and they have a great memory, just like a raven. Next is Slytherin. Students here are not evil. They are charismatic, cunning, and ambitious, and they usually make for great leaders. They do whatever it takes to reach their goals and desires and are great at manipulating the situation to their favor, kind of like a snake luring in its prey. And lastly, we have Squib. Students here don't fall into any of the other houses and don't have any magic of their own. They're basically wizard-born muggles, kind of like the janitor from the Harry Potter series. Can't remember his name, but him. And yes, there is a Squib on this list. So, let's get started with the Squib. Mignetta, he is a Squib. He simply doesn't belong to any of the other houses. I guess an argument could be made that his ambition to be liked and desired by women might put him in Slytherin. Some might also argue that getting the 9th highest score on the midterm exam is surprising for him. It is. It's still just barely above the halfway mark. So, not going to be in Ravenclaw. And he has proven and shown time and time again that he's not brave. Yes, he did beat Miss Midnight in the final exams, basically by himself, but I don't think so. Nah, he is Squib. Kirishima is obviously a Gryffindor. This is an easy one. His shiveriness, he values his shiveriness over everything, and his hardening quirk makes him the perfect shield and sword. This one was very, very easy. He's a Gryffindor through and through. Next, Bakugo, Slytherin. You can make a solid argument for Gryffindor, but this man is defined by his ambition to be the best. His goal is to be the undeniable, unrivaled best pro hero Japan has ever seen. Probably the world has ever seen. That's what he's driven by. That's what he values the most. Next, Coda, Hufflepuff. This is easy. He's probably the most tender-hearted student in Class 1A. And that's literally it. That's why he's in Hufflepuff. Yep, that's it. Next, Hagakure, also in Hufflepuff. This is also pretty easy. She's bubbly and always maintain her upbeat, easy, and cheery attitude. And as we saw how she reacted to Aoyama and how she was able to forgive him, I guess the whole class did, but like she did, she's just caring and compassionate about all of her students, or all of her classmates. Speaking of Aoyama, Slytherin. This maybe was surprising, but the mere fact that he kept his secret of being the U8 traitor from everyone for months puts him here. He may have felt awful about it, and he may have come clean eventually, but he still did it. He still went through with it. He's also more likely to hide out of fear than to save lives, although he has overcome that fear before. Still, Slytherin. Yeah. Momo Yaoyorozu, Ravenclaw. Pretty simple as well. Momo's defining trait is her intelligence. She has the highest grade in the class and is a great strategist and tactician. She values her logic over other things. And while she has struggled with her confidence and whatnot, she's overcome that. So, yeah. Sato, Hufflepuff. Again, you can make an argument for Gryffindor because of his quirk, making him like a powerhouse or whatnot. But his true passion is baking, and he becomes very humble when his friends praise his food. He loves cooking for them, and that's like his main passion. So, yeah. Kaminari, Gryffindor. Now listen, this was a hard one. I almost put him as a squib, okay? And then I almost put him as a Hufflepuff. And based on early Kaminari, I would have put him in one of those two. But now in the back half of the series, he's coming into his own, you know? He's not the coward he once was, and he does try his best in every combat scenario. So I'll give him this. I'll give him this. Yeah, Mina Ashido is going into Gryffindor as well. This might be shocking, but let me explain. I almost put her in Hufflepuff. But when she was in middle school, or junior high, she jumped in front of a massive villain to keep her friends safe. This is before any UA training or experience fighting villains. So that's pretty effing brave, if you ask me. Alright. This one, Ororaka, Hufflepuff. She is like the ideal Hufflepuff. She wasn't inherently strong or smart, but she busted her butt off so much that she gave Bakugo a run for his money during the sports festival. She wants to be a pro hero just so her parents can live an easy life, and so she can be like Deku, okay? She is like the Hufflepuff poster child. Tokoyami, Gryffindor. At first glance, I thought I would put him in Slytherin, because, he's all about the darkness and reverie in the darkness and all that great stuff, but he actually doesn't have any of the true values of a Slytherin. But he does have those of Gryffindor. He's always willing to fight, and even in the sports festival, he willingly joined Deku's team during the cavalry battle, knowing damn well all the other teams would be gunning for them, just because he liked the odds, and he was just like, yeah, we have to do this. It's pretty brave to stand out amongst your peers like that and side with the team that has the losing odds. Ida, Ravenclaw. No, he's not the smartest student, although he is in the upper portion of the class in terms of his grade. He is a stickler for the rules, and he was voted to be class rep for a reason, because of his responsible nature and sharp mind. I think you can make a solid argument for literally any of the other houses for Ida, especially Gryffindor, but I think Ravenclaw is best suited for him. Kyoka Jiro, Slytherin. She's a very pragmatic person, and she doesn't stand for the nonsense, especially from some of the boys in her class, and will put them in their place. She's also very independent and can be calculating at times. So, my girl Kyoka is in Slytherin. Sero, Hufflepuff. His primary characteristic outside of his quirk is his huge goofy smile. He's very social and loves making jokes and just shooting the shit with his friends. But when shit hits the fan, he's always there to lend a hand. And I'm sorry for that rhyme. Next, Ojiro, Hufflepuff. Just look how he looked between Season 2 and Season 6. His physical stature and muscle mass, tripled. Not to mention, the guy is a master martial artist and has worked endlessly to perfect his own fighting style with his tail. He understood that his tail wasn't inherently a strong quirk, but he made it work by learning martial arts. There's also the fact that following being brainwashed by Shinso during the cavalry battle, he didn't feel like he earned the advancement into the tournament round, so he gave it up despite it being a great opportunity. And I think that is very Hufflepuff of him. Todoroki, Gryffindor. Listen to me. Hold on. Early Todoroki would have been in Slytherin. He was cold to everyone, and he was just full of ambition of being the best while only using his eyesight. But following the sports festival, Deku had really opened his eyes and pushed through his mental walls. He wasn't cold to anyone anymore, and he came to Deku's aid while fighting Stain. He helped during the attack on Kemp. He helped save Bakugo, despite it being against the literal law. I think he's a more fit for Gryffindor now than Slytherin, as the Sports Fest happened in season 2, so majority of the series he's been like this. He's been more Gryffindor-like. Next, Shoji, Gryffindor. This one was hard. I almost put him in Hufflepuff because he is respectful and kind to everyone, but it's his protective nature and his willingness to always do what he thinks is right, no matter the cost. Also, he refused to leave Tokoyami behind when Dark Shadow was rampaging during the attack on the camp, which showed a ton of bravery on his part because Dark Shadow was just causing mayhem and chaos and destroying everything. Sue, Hufflepuff. She cares deeply for her friends and really all of her classmates. We saw and felt this when she was trying to convince Deku to come back to UA during the Vigilante Deku arc. We also saw this after they saved Bakugo from All For One and she was crying in that one scene. She cares deeply about everyone, and it's her compassion for everyone that puts her in Hufflepuff. And lastly, Deku, aka Izuku Midoriya, in Gryffindor. You can make a solid argument to put Deku in any of them. He worked tirelessly to master One for All, and he's very humble. He is one of the best. He has one of the best grades in the entire class, and he's a great tactician. And he's very ambitious to prove himself worthy of One for All and to beat All for One. But even while quirkless, when Bakugo was in trouble, Deku's feet reacted before he could think or even process what was happening. He didn't think of the consequences. He simply acted out of instinct to save his friend. If that's not the essence of being a Gryffindor, I don't know what is. Yeah, Deku's definitely a Gryffindor. And that is all 20 Class 1A students, putting them in each of the houses of Hogwarts and seeing where they lied based on their traits and attributes that we've seen on this show. Some of it was hard because we see more characters than others. We know more about other characters than others. But I think I did it justice, right? I think I did a good job with it. Let me know where y'all would put each student in the Hogwarts houses. I would love to see what y'all think. But anyways, like and subscribe if you did enjoy. Leave a comment of what you thought and hit the notification bell to be notified of all my future videos and all the great stuff. I truly do appreciate it. And I hope you guys have a great day and all that great stuff. I'll catch y'all in the next one. Peace.